and thank you for joining us on this Thursday. I want to start with that breaking news at this hour, the end of an era, some say, for Fox News. The first time in decades there will be a new name at the top of that leadership team. Rupert Murdoch this morning stepping down as the chairman of Fox and News Corp. And we have now learned that his son, Lachlan Murdoch, will take over as chairman. Here now to talk more about it, founding editor of Mediaite.com and NewsNation media contributor Colby Hall. Colby, welcome. And we're going to be talking about Zelensky here in a moment. We just showed a shot of that on the screen. That's the other big story of the day. Okay, so Rupert Murdoch, end of an era, you could say. No matter how you feel about him and Fox News, this is a big news story today. He's a media tycoon globally. Any surprise that he's stepping down now at 92?
I guess yes. I mean, the truth of the matter is that, he's 92, so it shouldn't be surprising. What is surprising is that he has forever been synonymous with Fox News. And just, there's probably no single person that is more responsible for the state of media, not just political media, all sorts of media, than this individual. His impact and his footprint and his legacy is massive, for better and worse, you could argue. So yeah, it's not a surprise that a 92-year-old is stepping down. It is still a shock that kind of the driving force of this massive media empire is now sort of dipping. He's checking out, and it begs a ton of questions about the future of the network, which has currently been going under some sort of transition and duress based on its reporting of the last few years.
Right. I mean, transition would be a nice way to put it. Turmoil, others might say. I mean, the exit of Roger Ailes and that situation, the Dominion lawsuit. How does something like this, even if he is a figurehead, right? He's not in the building every day telling you do this story, not do this story, but impact the day-to-day operations, the morale at a place like Fox News and some of his other media entities?
Well, I know a lot of people at Fox News. Some are many good friends of mine, and we cover them pretty extensively. The specter of Rupert Murdoch looms large over Fox. Like it's not really a democracy there. It's Rupert's name is mentioned all the time of what he wants, and he's obsessed politically. And yeah, there is definitely turmoil. In fact, the cover of New York Magazine right now is in promotion of a book by Michael Wolff. Basically talks about end of an era and sort of the death of Fox News. Now, I think that's probably overstating it to some degree, but Fox News is in turmoil, and without their sort of like fearless leader who loves to consider himself a rogue pirate that can do whatever he wants and stick his thumb in the eye of traditional mainstream media, they are further unmoored from kind of like where they were when they lost Roger Ailes about 6 or 7 years ago. Fox News it rose to fame and success by giving voice to the voiceless, sort of this kind of balance to what they considered a left-wing media. And there was an argument. So they gave voice to the voiceless, but they lost their power. They basically, Rupert Murdoch stopped being the power broker and is now unable to keep, say, for example, former President Trump from rising to power. And so now they've become beholden to the voiceless because they're so afraid of losing viewers, and it's gotten them in a ton of trouble. So I think that's probably, the power broker no longer has as much power. He's 92. I think he's ready to call it a day.
Yeah, but is this going to be something, Colby, like Succession, where he steps down, but he's actually not out?
Well, I got to say, like Lachlan Murdoch getting the gig and seeing his dad is chair emeritus has probably got not good news. Like always having your dad looking over your shoulder. The thing is, Lachlan Murdoch is, the heir to the throne. He now sits in the throne. He's not self-made like Rupert Murdoch. And a lot of reports I hear is that, he's not nearly as obsessed and a micromanager of what's being said on Fox as his father. He lives in Australia. So how does the sort of chair of Fox Corp oversee the network in USA while being ensconced in Australia? Because, he was catching so much heat in Hollywood from people, his, sort of media elite friends who were disgusted at what was on Fox News. So, I think this ultimately is good news for viewers who want straight news. And I think the de-emphasis on naked politicization from Fox and other networks, is probably a good thing for the body politic.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.